Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome back. It is Brandon. You are in my bedroom. In case you haven't been able to tell based off the bed in the background, I'm filming in the mirror right now. And why hold the camera when you can hold the whole damn tripod? So you can also see, what's that back there? It looks like some tissues. You guys have been asking me how I get all those good forearm gains. Well, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, let's flip this bad boy around. So the reason for this video today is because with all the training videos that I've been putting out recently, a lot of people have been asking, how do you film in the gym? Can you do a video about what you use? Because I mentioned how I hook stuff up. I hook stuff up to machines to kind of help me. So I film by myself, and a lot of people, I think, who want to film, either be it for YouTube videos or maybe just so they can see their own form, they're kind of intimidated because they don't want to go in there and look like an asshole. I'm not saying everyone that goes in there and films themselves look like an asshole, but the perception might be that because some people like to go in with like a full tripod setup like you're seeing me hold in the mirror today. That's why I showed you in the mirror. However, when I go in, I don't bring my main camera, which you're seeing right now, and I don't bring a tripod like this. That takes up way too much space. It draws a lot of attention to me, and a lot of gyms don't want that. So if you're going to film in the gym, I like to be a little bit low key, so you don't really notice that I'm filming, and most people don't. Now, some people do notice when I hook it up to machines or something like that, but for the most part, you wouldn't really be able to tell because I'm not bringing a whole camera crew in there. I do this by myself, and I know a lot of you guys do too, especially if you film on your phones, so I'm going to show you how I do this. Now, in order to do that, what I want to show you is over here. So you go by my computer. These are the two cameras that I primarily will use for filming. This is what I used for the longest time. So when I first started filming my channel, I actually was simply, I hit my chair right there, I was simply just using the webcam on my laptop, and eventually people started asking me, and I hope I'm not giving you guys motion sickness as I move around a little bit, but people started asking me, can you start filming some of your workouts? So that's exactly what I decided to do, and I picked myself up one of these nice little Flip Ultra HD cams. So this is an HD camera. It shoots in 720p. As you know by the name, Flip. It has this little flip out USB thing. They no longer make these, although I think you can probably still buy them. They might just be refurbished or used, or the price might have actually gone up since they discontinued them. I think I paid around 80 to 90 bucks when this first came out, which was a couple of years ago. It has an internal storage in it of 8 gigabytes, which is plenty of space for what I need. Let me try to find it actually on this bed. Back here. Another thing that you'll notice on this as I flip this back around again and come back over here is you will notice that it has a screw mount on the bottom of it. Now it's going to kind of get in focus a little bit. Now my other camera that I've been using for the last couple of months right here is a Samsung HMX W300. This is a little bit more heavy duty, more rugged, I would say, than the Flip. The Flip feels very plasticky, while this feels nice and heavy. The build quality on this is a lot better. You get a lot bigger screen on the back, a lot more options for editing. So if you don't have your own personal computer, you could use this to edit some of your videos in quick clips. It's very handy that way. It's also full HD. So it's 1080p, which I really like. It also has the screw mount on the bottom, and like the Flip, if I can do this one-handed, it also has a USB that just comes right with it, so it's very easy to use. Now with those screw mounts that you just saw, what I use is something just like this, and this is just called a GorillaPod. It's made by a company called Joby. I don't know if this camera really does macro too well. Kind of focus on there. So it's made by Joby. You see the screw mount right on top, which you can actually push this button for a quick disengage of this screw, so it pops right off. That way you can keep this mount on your camera and just mount it when need be. But regardless, this thing cost me about 8 to 9 bucks on Amazon. So it's very inexpensive. So it's a cheap option to use. It's a great option to use. The only real downside with it is this one right here, you'll see, is pretty stiff. That's what she said. But over time, and as you're using this a lot, these joints seem to get pretty loose, and that's when it's usually time to upgrade or pick another one of these up, especially if you're dealing with a bigger style camera. So these things have weight restriction limits on it because the head here might not be able to handle a lot of weight. So just depending on the camera you use, you might want to make sure that the weight itself is capable of being held by this tripod. So what I use, because these are flexible, or a GorillaPod, is I'll just go and mount this on, in some cases, the ground. So you can just put this on the ground as is and mount the camera on top. Pretty easy that way. However, a lot of times this ends up to being like a kind of low angle shot, which I don't like, or you can place this on a bench. However, what I like to do instead is look for some steel, look for some actual physical machines, and you can bend these and make hooks and claws and actually have this grasp on, as I try to do this with one hand. I should have probably thought about this a little bit better. But you can make this really grasp onto anything you want. And then with the head as well, you can kind of tilt it to make sure you get the angle you want. So when you put this up and mount your camera, it's really kind of out of thought, not out of thought, but out of sight, out of mind, meaning that you won't really see it a lot. So I'll kind of just hook these up for each shot I want to do. When I'm done, I'll just take it back down. I don't like to leave these up on other machines, just because oftentimes people want to use those machines, and this will obviously get in their way. Not to mention they might be a little creeped or weirded out in the fact that you're filming yourself in the gym. Then you have to explain that you're actually doing it for YouTube purposes. Not that I've ever had to actually do that before. So that is what I use when I film in the gym. Again, some people bring in full tripods, which I guess if you really want to do, you could. However, I just find that very inconvenient because I can just throw that thing in my gym bag, set it up, take it down, very easy. I don't have to worry about it getting in other people's way or people wondering what I'm doing and me looking like an asshole. So if you guys film in the gym and you do something different, let me know if you think it's more beneficial or easier, or if you think I just saved you some time and effort. I'll also link the exact one that I use in the description box through Amazon. Although what's funny about Amazon is a lot of people do affiliate marketing through Amazon because they get paid kickbacks, which is cool, except if you live in Rhode Island like I do, in which case they don't do it in this state. I think we're one of the only states that doesn't allow affiliate marketing. Bummer for me, but I think on the flip side, the amount of profit I would make from that thing, from you guys buying it from my link directly, would be like 3 cents or something, so I'm not really too worried about it. But in the meantime, everybody, I hope you guys all had a good, I got all excited because I was about to talk about Valentine's Day. I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day, and I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. I also have a workout program that I just published on Muscle and Strength. I'll link in the description box if you're interested. It's not the exact one I'm doing right now, but it's one that I was doing some of last year, and it incorporates a lot of what I was doing, or what I am doing currently, and you'll see a new one from what I'm doing right now on my channel itself at some point in the future. So in the meantime, everybody, thanks for watching, and stay big.